Hello folks, Bronco Bob here with Texas Best Used Motorcycles right here in Mansfield, Texas. I'm here today to show you probably one of the nicest original Survivor Broncos that I've ever seen. I know there's some good ones out there, but this one is really special. This is a 1976, and those of you that are familiar with the Broncos understand that in 1976 that was the first year you could get factory power disc brakes. This one does have that option. It also has the 302 engine that's original, carburetor that's been rebuilt. This Bronco's been expertly maintained. Recently the power steering pump was replaced. It's got the original radiator with the correct date stamp on it. You can see 1275 on there. The fender wells on this are still the green color. A lot of people buy these, restore them, and they flat black everything under the hood when they all came originally painted. And this is all in its original state. All the wiring, the grommets that go through the firewall, everything's correct. It's an automatic transmission. It's the C4 automatic. And this one I'm guessing was a California Bronco because it has the air pump, which the belt is off and the air pump's not functional right now. And it still has all the California emissions hoses that go around. It's what they had back in the day when you had your 49 state vehicles and then you had your California emissions vehicles. But one thing good about a California vehicle is they don't rust out there. It's got the heat riser hose that goes to the air filter, the cold air intake, the plastic deal. You just don't ever see those. They're usually rusted and rotted out. It's even got the little rain deal that catches it, so it diverts it away from the wiring behind the headlights. Here's a little, I believe that's the charcoal canister, all original. The coolant overflow bottle. The stickers were replaced. Those are reproductions because the other ones were faded to where you couldn't read them. Same thing with the fan. The fan shroud was replaced because the other one had cracked. The hoses have been replaced. The belts, the tune-up parts. We also put a set of BF Goodrich tires on it. The other tires had plenty of tread, but they were about 15 years old. Just not good to run them. This has the green metallic paint that's original paint, and it does have some blemishes. The factory decals are still on the bottom, and they're cracked in quite a few places. And you can see places where the paint is a little bit thin. There's a few scratches. I call this seatbelt patina. Every time you let your seatbelt go, it pops the door. But that's common in an original Bronco. It's got the emission control sticker still in the door, and the manufacturer sticker still in the door jamb. The interior is the houndstooth cloth. It shows a little bit of wear, but it's in amazing condition. The dash is in great shape. It never was cut out for a radio. It's got the Ranger trim package, which is carpet, and the cloth vinyl combination seats. It's got the little data tag in the glove box. The axle code is a B8J. We could look that up. It's probably a 355 ratio. Your fuse block is there. It's still got the original, I call it paper glove box. It's even got the little bumpers. Those things are usually long gone. Whenever somebody repaints one, they don't ever put those back. Got the little cable. It's got the straps to hold the doors. It's got the J shifter that it had in '76. Of course, the automatic stock steering column. It shows 69,000 miles. It could be 169, but when you look at this wear and tear on this, which is very minimal, there's no reason to believe that it's not 69,000 miles. Even the little courtesy light on the hardtop still works. The headliner is in great shape. It's had an aftermarket Smittybilt roll bar installed. That was done by the previous owner. The hardtop has the chrome trim, which was a Bronco option. All the latches are good. The doors open and close good. It's got the Ford 9-inch rear end. It does have an aftermarket receiver hitch. And this is another California Q. It looks like it was a member of the AAA Southern California Automobile Club. And they offered things like free towing. There was like advantages for members. It's got the Bronco Ranger spare tire cover. And it is tattered on the bottom. It does have the original cable. It keeps it from swinging all the way open and hitting the quarter panel. The chrome exhaust tips are not original. They didn't come with chrome tips. But you can see it's got a, looks like a skid plate for the gas tank. And there's your 9-inch rear end. It's got some new shocks. And this Bronco drives really good. And the only pick on it, it has the, what I call the Bronco clunk. You can Google it. Google early Bronco clunk. And that's when you put the brakes on, you stop at a red light, you give it the gas, you take off, and you feel a clunk. And that rear end kind of rotates a little bit. And then when you take the load off, it goes back into its position. And it could be a combination of the U-bolts, leaf springs, the spring perches. But let's start it up and I'll let you hear it. It's a pretty smooth running 302. I'm pretty excited about this Bronco. As you can probably tell, here's your gauges. Your alternator gauge wiggles like they all do. And there's your fuel gauge, your engine temperature, and your oil pressure. Of course, this was an unleaded model. 1975 was the first year that they did the catalyst engines, and this is a 76. The hardtop paint looks to be original. There's little bits of surface rust showing up, but nothing bad at all. See a few little places here, and a little mark here. On the hinge you can see a little bit. It's really in pretty amazing condition. But it runs good, transmission shifts good, steers real nice, brakes are excellent. It's just a really great piece of Ford history, early Bronco history. And they're only original once. A lot of people cut the fender wells out, lift them up, put the big tires, and they look good like that, but they're never like this again once you do all that. This one is uncut. I'm going to take some pictures of the undercarriage. I'm going to put it up on a lift and show you how solid the floorboards are and just how good this little Bronco is. The battery's obviously been changed. The radiator's original, but it's been gone through, cleaned out. They rot them out. It's got the jack handle, all the tools right there. The windshield washer bottle is still intact. Electronic ignition module box, all there in good shape. And that's original paint. It still has a good shine, but again, you can look at it close and tell that it's not perfect. But it's as good as you can get for being original. And as you know, they're only original once. But there's no smoke. I just can't get over this little Bronco. Even sounds good. And in 1976, the horsepower rating, I'm gonna guess, was about 180, maybe 190. And a lot of people put 4-barrel carburetors on them. They put aluminum heads and a little hotter cam and make them 350 horse, 325 horse. But this one goes down the road, gets the job done. It's in its original condition. A lot of people would have taken the emissions off. It's pretty neat that it's all still there. But if you have any questions, give us a call. I'm Bronco Bob with Texas Best Used Motorcycles right here in Mansfield, Texas. I'm going to give you one more look at the interior. These floor mats are cool. There's some, I don't know who sold them back in the day, but it's some early vintage Bronco floor mats. And there's the place for a speaker if it had a radio, but it wasn't ordered with a radio. And I've seen so many dashes cut out with a hacksaw and a grinder, and this is really nice to see a virgin dash. The sun visors are all in good shape. The windshield wiper motor cover is in excellent shape. A lot of these tops get taken off, and a lot of these parts and pieces just, they kind of disappear. Back seat is in good shape. It has seat belts. Carpet is good. The hinges for the seats, all the hardware, it's not rusted or corroded. It's in really good shape. This is a sweet little truck. In fact, if you don't mind, I'm going to put the hood down and just take it for a drive, since it is an automatic transmission. That's real metal right there. Because I can hold the camera and drive it. Love that sound. It's a C4 automatic, a Ford 302 two-barrel engine. As far as we know, it's never been rebuilt. It's just been maintained. The carburetor's been rebuilt and the radiator has been rotted out. So they cleaned it out. And again, mostly that's just maintenance stuff. You can see the speedometer's working, showing 69,052 miles. The alternator kind of wiggles like they did back in the day. In fact, you can get online and there's a resistor and some wiring and some stuff you can do to make it quit doing that. There's all kinds of information on these Broncos. I'm gonna give it a little gas here. There's a little downshift into second gear. What a sweet Bronco this is. I'm going to get out and walk around it one more time and we'll end this video. And again, I apologize. It's so long, but I just haven't seen a Bronco like this. My nickname is Bronco Bob, and it's not because I live in Texas and I ride horses and bulls. It's because I've been around these Broncos for years. I used to buy them back in the day, and I wish I had the ones that I had back in the day. This is one that somebody can buy and keep. It's a blue chip quality Bronco. It's never gonna go down in value. And as I said, they're only original one time. And there's companies making resto mods. They're putting Coyote motors and 6 speeds and air conditioning and 4-wheel disc brakes and really making them fantastic. And some of those Broncos are priced at like $200,000. And if you got money, you can buy whatever you want, but you can't always buy a Bronco that's this pure and this original. It's really an opportunity that doesn't come along very often. And a lot of people buy these, they throw a quick paint job on, they get a rattle can and paint the axles. I call it get ready for auction. You take a few pictures, yeah, they look pretty good, but when you really start looking at the alignment of the doors, the fenders, you realize you got a Bronco that wasn't very good and they did a really quick clean up and shine up. This one is not that case. This one has been maintained, it's original, and it's a really good Bronco. Well, I'm gonna quit yakking. I'm Bronco Bob. If you want one of the best Broncos on the planet, give us a call. If you have the opportunity to own this one, we're gonna put it on Bring a Trailer and let them bid for it. Hopefully somebody will come out on top and take this beauty home. But it's really a special Bronco. I've tried to show you everything I know that's good about it and everything that's not. And I'd really love to keep this one for myself, but right now I can't. But have a great day. I'll get those pictures underneath and we'll get this going. Hope you have a great day. I'm Bronco Bob wishing you happy trails and happy bidding.